think we're going to do something a little different. In honor of Valentine's Day and my birthday coming up, we thought we'd do we had an idea to do for a long time. And also, it was for a different reason. We were planning on maybe submitting one of my films to the South Carolina Film Festival, and we were going to re-watch all of them with a new perspective and see which one is my best work. So, in this video, we are going to watch all of my movies and, give some commentary, some behind-the-scenes facts, maybe just give some of them a hard time. And yeah, so this is a watch-along. So if you would like to watch these movies along with us, we are at 0 seconds on the cap, and that's where we're starting. So if you would like to watch along with us, that's where we are. And yeah, this should be fun. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Should I make sure that's recording?
Is it recording?
Should I make sure?
I'll make sure.
Okay.
Excuse us, folks. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Anyway, starting out, you can see the tripod in that shot.
Back up a bit.
Let's turn it down so they can hear us.
Okay.
This is probably one of the parts. Now, that's a good shot. I've always been kind of embarrassed by this part because it had a lot more cursing in it in the script, but I had to sort of tone it down. So it takes place in 1972. Yeah, so I had to kind of change the words a little bit. And this is where my self-indulgence kind of clashes with my lack of better judgment till after the fact.
Answer me, God. Dang it.
Really bad ADR there.
One last time. When Polly Chinelli asks you for his money, what do? You sucker motherfucker.
Give his money.
Richard Koplinski stepped up to the plate.
No.
Some more bad ADR. And this was my first ever use of unlicensed copyright music. No, I think that was an okay effect.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
And you can feel free to chime in.
The thing about Richard was he loved the life in
No, it's
76.
fine. You're
Didn't
the
anybody
director.
out
But, you can
walk
still
away.
say stuff.
Nobody knows what happened to him. Some say he's hiding because he's the one that killed Jimmy Hoffa. That's just a rumor. A lot of people think that he was beaten to death in the streets.
I realized that when doing voiceover on this first movie is that you kind of have to work your shots around the voiceover and not the other way around to make sure it's long enough. And he's wearing a shirt with characters from Goodfellas and The Sopranos on that, so that's a pretty big anachronism. Takes place in 1976.
A lot of his vital organs have been damaged. He probably has badly.
And as you can call it stealing, you can call it homaging. I like to do it a lot in my movies. This is a full-on homage to The Departed, where what's his name? Mark Wahlberg kills Matt Damon, and that shot was taken from Kill Bill. There was a Star Wars poster, even though it's 1976.
Was that the screaming episode there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had to time Caroline's scream with me getting in bed, and that's the one day we had Caroline on set. My shirt switched between shots. But yeah, it was a neat trick trying to do that. We had to yell across the house.
And that's how it happened. The creation of the man they called the Fog. They called him that because he would kill everyone who knew the guy who killed his father.
In the original script, I wanted to call him Soze, like Kaiser Soze. But Dad thought that was too on the nose, so we changed it to the Fog.
Danny Spinelli.
I actually really like that shot.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, it's a neat effect, and it was hard to film on the pool, but I tried to do the Goodfellas shot where like you see the hood of the car and then it pans up to see the faces, but the glare of like the dead of summertime made it a little hard.
Yeah.
This is when I started getting filmmaking nervousness because we were filming this in a public place, and I was scared people would wonder what the heck we were doing.
Wrong answer.
Clearly in my backyard. And you can see Dad's hand. That was actually improvised. Caroline went the wrong way.
Lazy eggs and bacon. I'm gonna ask you one last time. Do you know Dr. Portelli?
You don't let us go, somebody's gonna follow cops.
And a lot of my inspiration in filmmaking is also from the movie Better Watch Out. So some of these shots were taken from it.
I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?
This is sort of a Reservoir Dogs Pulp Fiction mashup.
I know you know Frank Portelli. Tell me where he is.
I don't.
Read them up.
Now this has sparked thousands of family arguments on whether or not I was homaging or just straight stealing.
Righteous man.
Dad, what do you feel about this scene?
I think you're homaging.
I mean, it's just, in retrospect, it's a little too on the nose, bordering on plagiarism, but like,
Shepherds the weak in the valley of darkness. For he is
you know.
surely his brother keeper. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother. And you will know that my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Don't shoot
No, that was actually pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, that was good.
downtown. First, that's all I know.
Thank you.
Do you have any thoughts so far?
No, I mean, everything you're saying makes sense to me.
The club lovingly named the Scorsese.
Yes.
We had to do this all in one shot, and I actually really like how it came out. The look, the silhouettes there.
Yeah,
And, like,
that
the
looks
music.
good. The Goodfellas-esque movement.
There's my brother Tucker and Nick. It was a neat trick getting Tucker to act in this thing.
Yeah, it's pulling teeth.
Yeah. I had to walk extra slow so they could get into position.
She the father of the man who killed my dad. Don't freaking like
There's my beautiful mind wall right behind me.
Yeah.
Where did your son go? Thank you. Hey.
Now, Nick's acting was actually surprisingly good.
Yeah, he doesn't get too intimidated by the camera.
Yeah, the fall was actually really nice. He was a little monotone when somebody was pointing a gun at him, but he did pretty well. you know, he was a bagman for the mafia that wore pajama shorts and fuzzy socks in the middle of thunderstorms. You know, sometimes you just have to work with what you have.
That's true.
And there's Dad, the cameraman, closing the gate so the dog doesn't get out.
Yeah.
Fun fact, when we were filming the beginning scene where they're beating up Dad, the dog actually did get out.
Yes.
And we were looking at him in the dead of night.
It took a while to get to him.
And then he ended up just running right back. It's almost impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Bad orders, man.
So Tucker's made fun of how I overtly sold out from the office, which I did. But I needed a way for him to get inside the house. So, you know, sometimes you just can't get around things.
That's true.
Just have to sort of
Just have to
fill in the
wing
gaps.
it.
And there's a monument of how late we keep our Christmas tree up. I don't think we took it down last year, to be
We
completely
did.
honest. And he was barefoot, so I mean, if they would have dusted for footprints, I don't know if cops do that. It would have been up in the check case.
I don't think they do that.
They don't? Did they
I
not
don't
have
think-
like dust? Like,
They would have to have had footprints from everybody, which they don't typically do. Like they do fingerprints. Oh, that's good. I like that.
yeah, we had like a broken CD case and we drew with Sharpie on it the crosshairs. I thought it was a neat effect. There's Dad in the reflection of the shelf. That was really painful to shoot because it was a really hot day, and I had to keep yelling out at Dad to like what to do. But in the end, it turned out pretty good.
Are you Robert Poplinski?
Look, sir, it's 6:30 in the morning. You have the wrong number.
He's wearing a shirt for Halloween that came out in '78. I originally wanted to do the shot at dawn, and like you have the sort of purplish blue sort of colors, and like it's just like a silhouette of his mouth. But I just decided one morning we just, you know, it was the middle of summer, like I said, and we just had to shoot this just whenever we could. So
Yeah.
we just kind of went with it. They're using smartphones in 1976. This was my first short film, guys. I couldn't afford a rotary phone.
There you go.
I'm not going to beat myself too much over it. It's just kind of funny to sort of point out my own continuity errors and anachronisms. Now, this part of the movie I thought was really interesting, where like a dirty FBI agent wants him to kill a mob boss, and the mob boss wants him to kill the FBI agent. So he's, you know, if he doesn't kill the FBI agent, he's dead. If he doesn't kill the mob boss, he goes to prison. So
Yeah.
I know you're the man they call Frog. I've got evidence that could put you away in maximum security federal prison.
when I was directing this scene, I told Dad to be sort of slimy,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually audibly laughed at that.
This shows your little conversation, Mr. Murphy. I need you to do something. I need you to kill Seamus Murphy.
Seamus Murphy is the name of a mobster from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
We did so much as threaten the federal agents, so that's
Um,
what puts badass and slam. But all
I actually, in the original script, I had a bunch of names for gangsters, like Russell Buffalino, and I think, like, I don't know, I had something else.
Yeah, he's a real person though. I
Yeah.
don't know if you'd want to do that.
Like, I had names of just famous gangsters, because I'm not really good with coming up with names. And this is sort of a mix of, like, costumes from John Wick, but the whole, like, shotgun scene is from The Dark Knight. This is a pretty cool one take, I think.
Yeah, that flowed pretty well, didn't it?
It's sort of clunkily edited. There's a Ghostbusters poster. Can we just say I just wasn't trying at this point for historical accuracy? Just kind of in the debate here. That wasn't synced up. And where did Matt come from? I really like that Matt always wanted to be in my movies. In fact, he's out of town right now, but he was always interested and really liked them. And there's my dad's wallet. But that was kind of the clunky plot twist of this whole thing, that he was an FBI agent the entire time. I don't know why I did it. I just
She was working with 5 other high-ranking officers and the man that killed my dad, and you blew my cover. You ruined it.
We shot them all in the face. Listen, you don't have to do this. I called for backup. They'll be here in 10 minutes. They'll arrest him and you'll be protected. Now put your gun down in 5.
now I really wanted to get like a sort of police light thing where like red and blue transparency through a flashlight and sort of flash it around.
2,
I've since bought a police light.
1.
And the Reservoir Dogs ending. Now, this was a really good final shot. They're all dying on the floor. A cop comes in pajama shorts beyond the seaplane. I really thought that capped off the movie.
Yeah, that's a nice little touch at the end.
Yeah, and written and directed by Jack Ellis. Yeah, that was our first movie, and it looks like somebody's at the door.